What a warm welcome to this options presentation, which hopefully will be of great value to Year 9 students as you select your option choices, and also any parents who are watching this. Welcome to you as well. I hope this answers many of your questions too. This presentation is initially being shown to students in school during tutor time, but it'll also be available on the school website. So students, if you miss anything, don't worry, you can go back and watch this again. So, there are two very important things you're going to need. One is the options booklet for 2021. Now that is available on the school website. Your tutor has a hard copy, or will have a hard copy very soon. And that's where you look through, you need to look through that document, and that will tell you a lot more about the process. There's information on all the different courses. You can access it from the school website. I'll tell you more about that in a moment. So you'll need to look at the booklet. There's also a form, and it's the form you use to tell me which subjects you wish to choose. Other sources of information that you also need to keep in mind. There's obviously this presentation. And if you missed something today, remember it's on the school website, so you may wish to go back and look at something to understand the answer. A letter's been sent to your parents with information as well, and there's also more information about each subject, and again that's on the school website. So what I thought I'd do is just show you where on the school website you can access the options material. The first thing you need to do is click the menu button, which is right on the top right hand side of the school homepage. Then, apologies that this font is rather small, you'll see a number of headings. You need to go second from the left where it says curriculum, and 4 down there's a heading saying options, and you click there. And I've shown you where to go with the arrow. And when you go in, this is a screenshot showing part of the Year 9 options homepage. You've got, as you can see, the options letter is there. The booklet, you can download that quite easily and look through, and you've got the form, which is a very important document because that's what you use to tell me, again, what your choices are. And you'll see in the boxes at the bottom, here's some of them, you've got information about the different courses. Now there is information in the options booklet, but there's then some additional information here on the website as well. So do make sure you have a good look through the website and click on all those links to learn about these subjects, how you will learn in each of the subjects, and what the value of each subject is. So let's have a look at the Key Stage 4 curriculum to see what you'll be studying. By Key Stage 4, we mean years 10 and 11. English, Maths and Science are studied by everybody. That's not just here at Sandwich Technology School, it's the same at every school. These are compulsory subjects, or referred to as your core curriculum. For English, you'll get 2 GCSEs, one in English language, one in English literature, 9 lessons of English, 9 of maths. Science, you have 12 lessons because you actually study for 3 separate GCSEs in biology, chemistry, and physics. Then there are the option subjects, which is what you really want to know about, and where you have the chance to choose. And this is a very exciting stage of your education because although you got to choose some courses when you move from year 8 into 9, you chose your arts and your technology subjects, now you have a far wider choice, and these choices will see you through to the end of year 11. There are 21 courses to choose from, and as you can see here, you have to choose 3 subjects. And you choose these 3 subjects from, there are 3 groups, you have to choose one from each of the 3 groups. In addition to your options and English, Maths and Science, everyone does PE. We believe that's hugely important, and there'll be 4 lessons a fortnight of PE. And there are other aspects of your education as well that will still go on during tutor time. For example, careers education, citizenship, and social, moral and spiritual and cultural education, which we believe is important. That will happen during tutor time as well. Now, I mentioned earlier about technical awards, and I think before we go any further, I just want to say a little bit more about that. Not all of the qualifications on offer, the subjects on offer, lead to a GCSE. We also offer vocational qualifications. These are ones that are very closely linked to the workplace and probably suit those of you who feel that rather than going to university, perhaps you want to do an apprenticeship and you want to get into the world of work sooner. Not necessarily, these can still be valid for people going to university, but perhaps more suited to those who want to get into the workplace quicker. These vocational qualifications are worth the same as a GCSE. There is less on the exam. Typically, there's 25 to 40% of the qualification is based on an exam. The rest will be coursework or non-examined assessment. They provide a very clear pathway to get to level 3 post 16, and many of the courses we offer here in the sixth form at Sandwich Technology School link very closely to these technical awards that we offer here for year 10 and 11. So let's have a look at what you need to choose. So firstly, Group 1. Group 1 we call the English Baccalaureate subjects, and I'll show you these now. So Group 1 is the English Baccalaureate or EBAC subjects, and there are 4 that you have to choose from: French, Spanish, Geography, or History. I do appreciate that this is quite a narrow choice, but we believe it's important that you have a balance to your curriculum. These 4 subjects are very highly respected by colleges, employers, and particularly universities. And we want to make sure that all your doors are kept open by the subjects that you select. And what this means, by having to choose one of these courses, it means that in the future you'll find that doors are open to you because of this very academic choice that you've got within your curriculum. Here are some possible questions you may have related to the study of languages. If you're looking to study a language, you might be wondering which one do you pick. You should pick the one you're currently studying. So if you're studying French, pick French. You should not pick Spanish. If your family speak or study a language outside of school and you feel that you can read and write quite well in that language, please let me know. I'll be very interested to work with you to see if potentially we could get you a GCSE qualification in that language you speak at home. If you want to take 2 languages, I think this will be very, very unlikely and it's very unusual. But if you do, please talk to your languages teacher or Mrs. Ryan, the head of languages, about why it is that you want to do that and why you think that you'll be able to cope. Let's now look at Group 2. So here there are a variety of subjects. What is in Group 2? Firstly, those 4 subjects that I've already mentioned: French, Geography, Spanish, and History. So if you wanted, for example, to do French and History, you can, because you could pick French in Group 1 and History in Group 2. But then so here you can see the remainder of the subjects that are in Group 2: Art, Business, Computing, Construction, Design Technology, Engineering, Hospitality and Catering, ICT, Photography, Sociology, Sports Science, Statistics and Textiles. Some of these subjects may be familiar to you, some of them might be less familiar and might be new, in which case please ask your teachers about them, ask your tutors about them, read about them in the options booklet and on the website, and maybe go out of your way to email the course contact for each of these subjects if you're interested to know more about what they involve and whether you'd be suited to studying them. Group 3, the final group you have to choose from. So what is in Group 3? Well, firstly, you've got everything that was in Groups 1 and 2, and then a few extras. So in Group 3, in addition to all those subjects that are in groups 1 and 2, you have the following: Child Development, which is a technical award, GCSE Drama, GCSE Film Studies, and a BTEC in Music Performance. There we go. So you have to pick one from group 1, one from group 2, one from group 3. Please notice that you then pick a reserve subject as well. That can come from any of the groups. I don't mind what it is. The only rule is that it's not something that you've already chosen. There is one small rule that I must mention that I haven't done so far. Any combination of courses is fine, except for art and textiles. The booklet makes this clear. That's the only combination you can't pick. But other than that, you can pick any combination of subjects. And the form will guide you through this process. So don't worry if you've missed a bit of this presentation or you're not quite sure. The form will help you a great deal. One question you might have is, do you need to pick subjects you are currently studying? Well, the answer is no, because many of these subjects are new and they're things you haven't studied. However, a couple of rules. One I've already mentioned. Don't pick a language you haven't studied. That would be too difficult for you. Go with the language you're already studying. In Year 9, you've already chosen arts and technology subjects. It's a good idea to stick with them. For example, if you've chosen construction as your technology subject in Year 9 and not engineering, it's best to stick with construction, but not essential. Speak to the technology department, speak to your teachers. It's recommended you stick with your subject, but if you wish to change, you can. There's a summary of the 3 groups, and the way this is all set up is to get flexibility, so you can pick subjects in a variety and combination of ways. I appreciate that there is one combination that sometimes people have been very, very keen to do, and that's music and drama. Now, the way this is set up, both drama and music appear in group 3, so it appears that you cannot study them. If you are very, very keen on studying both music and drama, I do appreciate that some students really want to specialise in the arts. Please let me know. Come and see me. Let me know, email me, and I'll see what I can do about that. So I'm going to show you how you could fill in the form. As you can see here, someone's put their name at the top of the form. They've filled that bit in on the front. One of the first questions is about where you think you're going to go after Key Stage 4, after Year 11. Are you going to do A-levels at local school or college, maybe vocational courses, somewhere like Canterbury College, or maybe an apprenticeship? As you can see, this student, as hypothetical student, has ticked the vocational courses and has gone for land management and agriculture. Then there's a simple question there which says, what do you hope to study at university? It does say circle your answer. Because you're doing this digitally, it may be hard to circle. Just delete the answers. As you can see, this student, Vernon, is unsure. His current career, job, profession interests are farming, hospitality, and being a cricketer. This information is just useful for us to know when we're having conversations and perhaps guiding you in your choices. Don't feel you're committed to anything, what you write here. And then you just put a cross. Simple as this in group 1. So this student's gone for geography. Then in group 2, they've gone for hospitality and catering. As you see, you only tick one box. And then group 3, sports science, bit of sport. And then notice they've chosen their reserve, French, useful for trips to Calais, so forth. That's filled in. And then you've just got to have the student's name at the bottom. I want your parents to sign it. It doesn't have to be a signature. They can print their name. If anyone's able to scan their signature, that's fine, but doesn't have to. And the date. And then this should be returned via email. As you can see the address there, to Mrs. Holland, and her email address is there. I've said in the letter to parents that if there's trouble with accessing this form electronically, please let the year office know. They'll print a form and a booklet and send them home to families. Equally, if you're looking to hand in a printed copy of this form, or ring us and dictate the choices over the phone, we can complete it for you. So please, any families who encounter any difficulties at all in getting this form back electronically, please talk to us and we'll help. A little note about our careers advisor, Sarah Rook, providing high quality careers advice for every student. There are some separate slides with careers advice on them. Your tutor will show you these probably not the same day as you're watching this, but in another tutor session, so you can see Mrs. Rook's advice. And these slides will also be on the school website. And you can book time with Mrs. Rook or email her for support if you feel you need it. Here's my advice to you about going about this process. So do think about what you're going to be doing post 16, what you think you're going to be doing in your life, what career you think you might follow. Don't feel if you're not sure, don't worry. You don't need to know what your career is going to be right now. You'll probably change your mind several times, but have a think about your career and maybe match your choices to that. Do choose things you find interesting. You're going to be in this classroom for 2 years, 8 periods a fortnight. There's no point in choosing courses that you're going to find boring. Choose things you're good at. If you're good at something, go with it, because generally we do well when we're good at things, don't we? We normally do well at things because we like them. So I would say something you find interesting is probably going to be something you're good at, and is probably a very good option choice. And seek advice from teachers. I'll show you some email addresses in a moment, but talk to your teachers and see what they think. See whether they recommend their subject to you. Don't copy what your friends are doing. Sadly, all over the country at options time, a lot of people do this. That's not the right way to go. Your education is about more than just being in the same class as your mates. And even if you do follow the same course, there's no guarantee you'll be in the same class as your friends anyway. So it's not a good strategy. Equally, don't choose courses because you like the teacher. Teachers leave. They may not teach you. They may be teaching different classes. Again, that's not a great strategy. And don't choose a subject just because they're new. I know we got a lot of subjects that are exciting because you haven't studied them before, but choose them on merit. In other words, choose them because you think it's something you're going to be good at, something you're going to enjoy, not just simply because of the fact that it's new. So in terms of what happens next, the first key date is the 1st of April, which is the deadline for handing in options forms. What I'd say to families is that if it proves a little bit tight meeting that deadline, do please get in touch with me and I'll be happy to grant an extension. By the 30th of April, I'll have written to parents confirming which option choices have been allocated. I anticipate that for all students, this will be 100% first choices. The only time I won't be able to do this is if a course doesn't run because of low numbers opting for it, meaning that it's cancelled. By July the 2nd, parents any point up until then can request a change of subject. I appreciate that sometimes we have a change of heart and we look at things differently, and I have no problem if people email me or write to me making changes up until July the 2nd. We come back in year 10 on the 2nd of September to begin these option courses, and again there's another opportunity to change if things aren't quite right. And any time up until the 30th of September, any time during that first month of the academic year, I'm happy to accept requests to change courses. However, once we have passed the 30th of September, students must then knuckle down and across the board stick with their chosen course until the end of year 11, and they'll need to show resilience in order to do that. It is not good to be changing courses after then, and I would only be listening to any requests after the 30th of September in extreme circumstances. So, the reminder of the deadline there, and Mrs. Holland's email address. That's who you've got to email the form to. Obviously, get in touch with your tutors, speak to your tutors. The course contacts for each course are in the options booklet. There's a named person, normally the head of department, who can tell you more information about the course. Speak to your teachers and parents. You could email teachers and ask about how your son, daughter is currently doing and whether they feel that they should continue with their subject. Mrs. Higgins is available for any general requests, particularly pastoral support. Mrs. Rook, as I've mentioned, will help with any careers advice. And I'm available if anybody wants to chat in any shape or form about options. I can help, and anything about the process at all. Very happy to speak to parents and students over the next couple of weeks and beyond if needed. So, exciting times ahead in more